The story of Beauty and the Beast involves an enchanted prince. He was so impressed with himself that someone put a curse on him. And the only way to lift that curse was to make someone fall in love with him. Not with his power, not with his money, not with his good looks, but with himself. The original story doesn't really specify what kind of beast the prince turned into. We know that in the Broadway version, in the Disney version, he turns kind of into a cross between a lion and a bear, which, yeah, is kind of scary, but also has an element of cuddliness to it too. And I've always wondered if maybe a better test of Beauty's love for him wouldn't be if he really had been turned into some ghastly beast. So here is my top 10 list of beasts that would really have proved whether or not Beauty loved the Beast for himself. Number 1, rhinoceros. Great big feet, a giant horn coming straight out of your nose. Now that is a truly ugly creature. Number 2, a snail. Frankly, the slime is enough to run me off. Number 3, the eye. This is a tiny little rodent with little bitty buggy eyes and tufts of hair sticking out of its body as though it had mange. Number 4, the hippo. Big, dumb-looking creatures, and they close their noses and sleep underwater at night. Number 5, the tarsier. If you can imagine a furry little stress ball that you had squeezed until its eyes popped out, that's what you would have. Number 6, the octopus. It flows around, it changes color, it grabs things with its tentacles. Extremely cool if it's in a tank. Not so cool if it's in your home. Number 7, the blobfish. If you were to take a wax figure of a human head and stick it out in the sun for 8 hours, let it melt a bit, you would have something that looks an awful lot like a blobfish. Blobfish, I'm sorry, get a thumbs down. Number 8, a praying mantis. This insect not only takes the head of its mate and eats it, but it kind of looks like it would do that too. It's got sharp little pinchers. Oh, there's a bug! Bugs, those are number 1. Number 9, the babirusa. This is a great big swine that has 2 sets of tusks. One where you would expect them, coming out of their mouths, and the other coming out straight in the middle of the bridge of their nose and curling up toward their forehead. I dare you to find a more disgusting creature than that. A more terrifying looking creature. But the thing is, I do have one that's worse than that. It's number 10, the star-nosed mole. If you can imagine that someone had fished out 2 sea anemones and stuck them on the face of a mole, that's kind of what you have here. It is a sea anemone-faced star-nosed mole. It looks like something from another planet, and really not in a good way. If the beast had taken the shape of any one of these 10 creatures, we could almost say for certain that Beauty was in love with his inner self and not his outer self. Unless, of course, she had run away screaming. No love then.